即戦即決。
あそこにいるのって。一平と新之丞だ。あいつらって友達だったんだな。とりあえず挨拶しようぜ。おーい、一平、新之丞、お前ら何やってるんだ。
おや、あなたたちはいつぞやはありがとうございました。実はこの店で服を仕立てようとしていたところ、たまたま彼に会ったんです。
君たちも知り合いだったんですか？
ええ、以前鎌地様と一緒にお世話になりまして、ただその後なかなかお礼を言うことができなかったんですよ。そちらはどういうお知り合い？
前に千里様が彼を護衛役に任命したことがあったんです。まあ実際はそれを利用して離島から脱出するのが目的だったんですが、偶然その時
世間って狭いんだな。まさかお前たちが知り合いだったなんて。
ああ、いえ違います。僕たちは初対面です。服を仕立てに来た彼とたまたまここで会い、雑談をしていまして、そうしたら次第に鎌地様と千里様に関する話題になり。
心配いらないと思いますよ。お二人とも。
そうそう、確かその二人から手紙を届けてくれって依頼されたんだよな。あいつらってかなりいい感じの仲だったよな。
ええ、そのことで僕たちも近々何か。
わあ、めでたいぞ。
まあただの憶測に過ぎませんけどね。
ただ宴用の礼服を仕立ててくるよう命令されたんです。
そしたら両家が同じ時期に宴の準備をしており、さらに酒や食材類も大量に
それにここ最近千里様はとても上機嫌で。
いい。
どうかしましたか？ああ、私の気持ちなら心配する必要はありません。
ええ、そうですよね。僕もそう思います。
でもあまり喜びすぎるのも良くないでしょう。ただ招待状を届ける仕事などを任されていたら。
新之丞、全然大丈夫そうに見えないな。
すみません。実は最近寝不足が続いておりまして、お恥ずかしい話です。仕事中にこんな疲弊していては感情。
二人の婚約について心配しているのですか？
いえ、そういうわけではありませんが。
その気持ちよくわかりますよ。親の中にいたら不安になりますし。
どうする？オイラたちが聞いてきてやろう。
直接聞くのはさすがにあまりよろしくないのでは。
それだ。 確実にわかるな。
シャブ業を巻き込むのもそれはそれ。
大丈夫、こいつと綾香は親友だからな。心配。
そうでしたか。本当に助かります。
じゃあ早速上里屋敷。
Hojas caen de las malvaceas acto 1. Vamos a donde los camisatos. Está lejos. Pero para eso existe la teletransportación.
ここを訪れるたび優雅で立派な佇まいには。
では我々は迷惑をかけないよう。
おい、綾香は。
いえ、たとえ勇気を振り絞って言ったとしても何をしたらいいか。
そっか。
次の仕事は？
盤面を見ずに今の一手でこちらの布陣を崩すとはさすがです。さて次はどう打つか。
綾香、どうも、オイラたちだぞ。
君たちか、久しぶりだね。悪いな、お嬢ならちょうど外出中なんだ。
おや、この声はトーマ、もしかして九段の旅人さんかい？
ご明察。
はじめまして。綾香から話は聞いています。お会いできて光栄です。シャブ業上里家当主上里綾と以後お見知りおきを。
Camisata ya todo.
妹がいつもお世話になっています。やっただ、あいにく綾香は外出中でして。
本日はお日柄もよく、この度は突然のご訪問誠に
Ay, pobrecita Peino.
突然どうしたんだい？
だってこの人なんだかすごそうな雰囲気が漂ってるだろう。おい、それに立ち上がっただけでなんだか部屋の空気が急に変わって喋りにくくな
小さなお客さん、過分なお言葉感謝いたします。そうかしこまる必要はありません。公務の場ではないので、どうぞ力を抜いてください。
しんどかった。そんじゃ遠慮なくズボッと聞くぞ。
Pero cómo cambió rápido esa Peino.
九条かまじと柊千里が結婚するって噂が流れてるんだけど、お前は何か知らないか？
おや、あなたたちの耳にも入っていたんですね。なるほど、そうでしたか。二大奉行の有力者同士の婚姻です。祭事や文化に関することは社奉行の務め。その件もと、
まあ、ある意味奉行と将軍様のメンツは人々から同等に見られるからね。
ほもほも。まあとりあえず好きな人同士が結婚できるんだし。
ええ、そうですね。奉行間の婚姻はめったにないことですが、あのお二人は愛を。
では後ほど俺が両家を訪問し。
いや、今回は私が自ら出向こ
しかし若にはまだ公務が。
九条家と柊家が婚姻関係を結ぶのだから、上里家もそう乗れ。社奉行の業務は実に雑多。そのため婚礼などの祭事は、ただ綾香はここのところ多忙で手が回らない状況なんです。そこでどうでしょう。 あなたたちも一緒にこの件を気にかけているということは、あなたたちとであれば共に訪問し、彼
そんな特別って言えるほどの仲じゃないぞ。手紙を送ったのもただ依頼を受けたからであって待てよ、もしかしてそうなのか。
ありがとうございます。あなたたちがいてくれれば無意味な挨拶を多少。
お前シャブ業のくせに挨拶が苦手。
おや、わざわざ世辞を言うなんて煩わしくはありませんか。トーマ、客人と出かけてくる。
はい、若。オッケー。
Kami ni push.
ついていきます。次の仕事は
お、やっと戻って。
シャブ業様。
おや、このお二人。
オイラたちと一緒に来た友達だ。
本当のただの噂ではなかった。
それはよかった。僕たちの思った通りでしたね。
ただ私があの二人の代わりに伝えたのはいささか妥当とは言えません。好評が
当主様、僕たちなんかにそうかしこまらないでください。
なら安心して大丈夫そうですね。そうだ、これから九条家へ向かうのです。
もちろんですとも。光栄です。
私は先に失礼させていただきます。
新の城。
Depois de tinju está com a namorada ela fugir.
到着いたしました。ごゆっくりどうぞ。
ああ、ご苦労だった一平。まさかシャブ業様がいらっしゃるとは。十分なおもてなしができず、もう。
九条様、そう気を使われずとも結構。本日伺ったのは柊様ともうすぐ婚礼の儀を挙げられると耳にした。
それはご丁寧にありがとうございます。
オイラたちもお祝いに来たぞ。
高塚家の一件以来、天領奉行の内情はだいぶ落ち着きました。当主代行として政務にいち早くなれるよう尽力して。
謙虚な方だ。世間ではあなた。
滅相もございません。周りの者たちに支えられているからこその地位です。
人生の一大事だもんな。うまく縁談。
いえ、そんな。申し訳ございません。
いえいえ、このまま聞いております。何せ刑事です。お気になさらず。
ええ、 ところで今回の婚姻に
そんなことありません。周りからは様々な声が上がるかもしれませんが、
ええ、
ならば自信を持ってください。強い、ただ個人的には
というのは
天領奉行の内情を正そうと尽力したことを、この時期に柊家と九条家の婚姻を発表すれば各地域や、
はい、さすがは上里様。それに関しては柊信介様は僕が千里さんと連絡を取るのを頑くなに反対ですから、もしこの機を逃してしまえば次はないかもしれない。
あ、思い出したぞ。あのじいさん、顔は笑ってるのにオイラ。
お気持ちはわかります。しかしそれは問題を先送りにしているだけのこと。
ええ、ごもっともです。しかし千里さんが勇気を振り絞り結婚を申し込んでくれたんです。失望させるわけにはいきません。はい、彼女から手紙をもらったんです。悩んだ末真剣に、そういえば僕が改めて求婚を申し込もうと彼女の元を訪れた時、
どういうことだ？
彼女は嘘がバレないようにあえて困惑するふりをしていたんでしょう。もちろん交際を続けてきた僕には彼女の真意など明白でした。手紙の話は僕の冗談、彼女は僕の冗談に文句を言いましたが、顔をあからめながらうなずいてくれました。
なるほど。それで二人の合意の、
ええ、こうして僕たちはようやくお互いの胸の内を知る。僕もそろそろ頃合いだとは思っていたんです。この先何が起ころうとも。
さっきから突っ込みたかったんだけど、恋に落ちたやつってみんなこんななのか？話が長すぎる。
申し訳ございません上里様。それにお二人も
いえいえ、むしろ安心しましたよ。あなたのその態度と決意を見て心配は不要だと感じました。婚礼の儀をつつがなく執り行える。
そうだな。お前のその照れた顔はちょっとイラッとするけどおめでたいことだもんな。オイラたちも
皆さんありがとうございます。
さて、我々は次の用事がありますので。
はい、外までお送りいたします。
そうですね。九条鎌地様は身もこ旅人さん、あなたはどう思いますか？ねえ、恥ずかしがり屋ではあっても柊千里はそのようなことをする方ではないはずです。私も気にはなります。ただ残念ながら物事の本質を追求することは
そうだよ。なんでだ？オイラたちがもし冒険の途中で似たようなことにぶつかったらきっと原因を突き止めるぞ。
おや、冒険者の考え方ではそうなのですね。理由は主に2つです。1つ、我々が把握している情報があまりにも少なすぎる。行動を起こすにしても立場。2つ、こちらの方が重要なのですが、当事者、私たちが無理に干渉すれば親切心が裏目に出てしまうこともあるでしょう。
確かにカマジは全く気にしてなかったな。
世の中のあらゆるものはつながっています。一見して単純な結果であっても、その何事も明確にしようとすれば効率は悪くなり苦悩も後を絶ちません。 ええ、そういうことになるかもしれませんね。私のような考えを持っていなければ、普段から私はこのように考えています。ことが起こった以上、その原因にこだわるよりも起こったことに目を向けた方が得策だと。それがもたらす最終的な結果が有益なものであり、それによって惑わされたり被害を受けたりする人がいないのであれば、その件は看過しても問題ありません。今のところはっきりとした結論は出せないでしょう。私たち、それよりも旅人さん、あのような短い会話でこうも要所を抑えているとは。妹の言う通り優れた洞察力をお持ちのようですね。
あれでも千里はもう鎌地と話し合ったんだよな。
それはあくまで九条鎌地の主観であり、事実とは噛み合っていない可能性もあります。私たちも柊千里がどのように考えているのか分かればいいのですが。
確かにそうだけど、おいらの頭じゃよくわからないぞ。
問題ありませんよ。これから柊家へも祝福の挨拶に行くつもりでした。直接会ってもし彼女も九条鎌地と同じように固い意志をお持ちであれば、お二人は共に歩むことができるでしょう。しかし人生常に順風満帆というわけにはいきません。
式に向けてまだまだ準備が山積みですね。離島をよく訪れる商会の役員も招いた方がいいで。
ええ、少なくとも招待状を。
あなたでしたか、社奉行様。
わざわざ勘定奉行へお越しいただいたということは。
いえ、ちょうど式の話をしていたようですね。今日はそのことで来たんです。現在柊千里様のご都合はいかがでしょう。
お嬢様なら客人の応対中です。いつ終わるかは分かりかねますね。
上里様、それに使用人の方々も。
おいらたちは使用人なんかじゃないぞ。
ほんと、このお二人は私の友人です。
そんなに気を使わなくてもいいんだぞ。友人だなんて。
あなた方のお手を煩わせるつもりはありません。私たちは近くを散歩でもしていました。大事な式の準備を邪魔してしまい申し訳ございません。柊様のお手が
とんでもございません。柊家の刑事はいつもお手伝いをさせていただいている私たちにとってこのように忙しくしているのも盛大で賑やかな式を挙げたいと望んでいるからです。
時期が来れば家族だけでなく一般の方々にも公表し、皆が参加できるようにします。
ええ、素晴らしい心がけです。では私たちはこれで失礼させていただきます。
はい、お気をつけて。
なんかいろいろと話した割には内容が空っぽだった気がするな。
これ れだから私は社交辞令や世辞が嫌いなんです。都合が悪いのであれば仕方ありません。ここへ来る途中屋台を見つけたので、そこで時間を潰しましょう。そこの亭主はいつも斬新な発想を思いつくので、私もよく通わせていただいているんです。
It's you! Good to see you again. Seems like you're always showing up with a VIP in tow.
Oh? So you know the owner as well?
Yep, we tried his dango milk a while back with the almighty Shogun in Inazuma City.
Ah, I see. So you were involved in that. I'd caught wind of this dango milk, but I didn't know that it had anything to do with you two. I always order one of his creative drinks whenever I pass the stall. The flavor is always new and interesting. When I noticed he'd set up shop in Rito, I simply had to come by.
Oh, thanks to you all, my business is finally beginning to take off. More and more people are willing to give my creative cuisine a shot. Gave me the confidence to decide that I'm gonna stick to creative cuisine from now on. On the one hand, I wanted more people to be able to try out my culinary creations. On the other hand, I wanted my customers to experience the joy of being creative too. So I gave it a lot of thought, and finally came up with an all-new business concept.
Sounds interesting. What is it this time?
I've decided to give complete creative control to the customer. I offer all sorts of ingredients, and they pick and choose whatever they want to mix with their milk or tea. As well as dango, I now offer rice cake, purple potato balls, black sugar, and sunsettia.
Maybe I'll go well with milk? Hard to imagine, but who knows? Could be delicious.
What if I were to choose some ingredients you don't have here? Would that be okay?
Well, I guess so. Any novel ideas you have, Commissioner, please feel free to tell me. I'll go buy the ingredients right away. The whole idea was to let my customers express their creativity freely, so of course I shouldn't place restrictions on the ingredients if I can help it.
Excellent. There are a few things I'd like to try. Lavender melon, seagrass, and sea ganadera.
What? You wanna mix those with milk?
I do indeed. Why? What's wrong?
You really think that's gonna turn out tasting good?
It's all about the experience. The taste is secondary. It's great to try new things. Traveler, any thoughts?
Doesn't Paimon get a say in this? So this is peer pressure, huh? Well, alright then. Bring it on! Paimon can take it!
3 milks with sea Ganoderma, please.
No problem. Give me a second. I'll have them ready in just a moment. Here, your milk is ready. Give it a try.
Somehow Paimon got it down eventually, but... Paimon feels lightheaded.
I think it's all right. It has quite a fascinating texture.
Your review seems pretty positive, but Paimon still thinks there are better combinations.
Taste is your key concern, yes?
Obviously! Tasty food and drinks are some of life's most important pursuits.
Well said. If I could say the same was true for me, I believe I'd be a very content man. Yes. No one has unlimited energy, and I try to conserve mine for the things that really count. To create some mental breathing room, I try not to overthink the less critical matters. Having my sister attend public events in my stead, and having Toma as housekeeper has also been a great help, and allowed me to focus.
We're just passing the time here though, right? Is there anything else to think about than what we're doing right now?
One or two things. Let's continue this discussion somewhere else. I noticed something before we left the Hiragi clan's residence. No, it was just a small detail. I was curious to know their thoughts on the wedding, so I asked them about it. Naturally, they responded that all other clans are happy for the Hiragi clan. But that's not the truth.
What do you mean?
Hiragi Shinsuke is still in prison, meaning the Kanjo Commission is the least stable in the Tri-Commission. Hiragi Chisato is the sole remaining pillar of her clan, but now she plans to marry into the Kujo clan. If I belonged to one of the assisting clans to the Hiragis, I would not be feeling optimistic about the future. But they didn't mention a word about that. They simply said they were delighted for them. These are not unintelligent people. I highly doubt it is because they simply do not realize. I imagine they didn't want to discuss family issues in front of outsiders. But still, the more I think back over that conversation, the more it doesn't sit right. Keep a close eye on them, Hisashi.
Yes, sir.
Whoa! Where did you come from?
This is one of my most trusted members of the Shumatsuba. He's been quietly watching out for us this whole time.
Merely doing my duties, sir.
Keep a close watch on the clan representatives we met today.
Well received. I'm on the case.
Oh, and I almost forgot. That milk I just had? Please order one more and deliver it to Toma.
As you wish, sir.
Sir Kamisato, Lady Hiragi's previous engagement is now concluded. She's waiting for you in the courtyard.
Thank you kindly. Let's go and see Hiragi Chisato.
Sir Kamisato had brought some guests, but I didn't know it was you two.
It's been a while, Lady Hiragi. How have you been faring?
This is a rare privilege, Sir Kamisato. It is not often that I have the chance to meet you, let alone here in the comfort of my own home. I'm doing very well indeed, thank you. You must be so busy. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and congratulate Kamaji and I. It really means a lot.
But of course, the Tri-Commission are the servants of the Shogun, and we should look out for one another. In fact, we visited Sir Kujo just now. It's clear that he's very much looking forward to the wedding. Perhaps his joy is infectious, for I am now feeling rather elated myself. I sincerely wish you a joyful wedding and a blissful marriage.
Thank you for your kind words. This was not an easy decision to make. We will both have to work harder from now on. I'm sure the news will cause something of a stir. But come what may, we will stand as one and face whatever the future throws at us, together.
Sounds like things are pretty tough for you, Chisato.
Yes. To be honest, I'm still a little nervous about it all. But Kamaji has been so supportive. His promises have comforted me a lot.
It sounds like you have some considerable reservations, Lady Hiragi.
Yes. Well, there are so many things I need to consider. In case you were wondering, I was not actually entertaining VIPs just now. I was in fact meeting with one of the Kanjo Commission's officers, Shinojo.
Oh! Really? Him?
Mm-hmm. He charged in all of a sudden and said that he had something very important to tell me. He didn't mince his words. Basically, he doesn't want me to marry Kamaji. He has always been a calm and contained person who never acts out of line. I was quite shocked to see him so agitated. But despite all that, what he was saying made a lot of sense. He thinks that now is a bad time for this wedding to happen. He pointed out that I am like the final pillar propping up my clan. If I marry into the Kujo clan, that pillar is taken away. There will no longer be a voice of authority in the Hiragi clan. And it could be a disastrous move for my personal image, too.
It's just two families becoming one big family, though, right? What's the big deal?
Traditionally, in Inazuma, clan affiliation influences every facet of life. After the wedding, Lady Hiragi will belong to the Kujo clan. The Kanjo Commission's attitude toward you may undergo some significant changes thereafter.
Precisely. This is a terrible thing to be saying, but I'm starting to have second thoughts. Maybe I went along with it all too easily. Maybe I allowed myself to be pushed into this. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm making my guests listen to me complaining.
No problem at all. The Yashiro Commission has a duty to listen to you. Now that I've heard your concerns, I should offer to help you as best I can. For instance, by helping you gather your thoughts on the matter. Now, we heard from Sir Kujo that his decision to tie the knot was prompted by a letter he received from you. But we've also heard that you did not write that letter. Sir Kujo thought that perhaps you were just being coy. Oh, dear. Perhaps I should have kept that part to myself.
What? But that was... It was just a prop in his playful proposal, wasn't it? It was clearly purpose designed, what with all the fancy lettering and so on.
Fancy lettering, you say? So I am to understand that had it not been for this letter, you two may not have chosen this moment to be wed?
When it comes down to it... Yes, I think so. Oh, do you mean to say that this letter is not what I thought it to be?
Sir Kujo maintains that the letter was penned by your hand.
Huh? But then... How did it...
Either way, it's wonderful to see how much you both trust one another. In that sense, you could say that the origin of the letter is ultimately not of great importance. Who knows? Perhaps Sir Kujo was the one being coy. After all, he had no particular reason to be forthcoming with us about the details of his playful proposal.
I understand. As you say, ultimately, the origin of the letter doesn't matter. But my position does matter. Kamaji and I thought that we needn't worry about anything that lies ahead, because we can face it all together. But now, I think I should give it some more thought.
Marriage is the most important decision of your life. Don't let yourself regret it. It is also part of the Yashiro Commission's job to help people through difficult times. I say this as an advocate for you personally, and for the Hiragi clan. Please, do not be compelled by circumstances to make any decision that goes against your will. To be together with the one you love is a sacred thing. It is my earnest wish that both of you may enjoy a bright and beautiful future, not a bittersweet one.
I'll take to heart every word you have said to me. I can't thank you enough, Sir Kamisato. I'll think very carefully about your...
All that matters is that you follow your heart. Since you'll be needing some time to think things over, we will excuse ourselves now.
Oh, wait! Let me see you out.
Thank you, Lady Hiragi, but there will be no need. Traveler, let's find somewhere to talk.
Next on the agenda... We're way behind schedule.
Hiragi Chisato is on a totally different page than Kujo Kamiji. Hayato, why did you give her such vague suggestions? Couldn't you just have told her what you do in her position? Cause Paimon's pretty sure you have an idea.
I've said everything I can, given the Yashiro Commission's stance. Interfering too much with other commissions' domestic issues will only create trouble. The more I think about it, the stranger this all seems. But Hiragi Chisato has yet to see it. We must be vigilant. Someone wants Hiragi Chisato to be married as soon as possible, and if my guess is right, it is someone from within the Kanjo Commission. Think about this. A lowly officer is greatly worried about Hiragi Chisato's future, while the heads of the supporting clans ostensibly have no concern at all. It doesn't add up. When someone's words and actions do not match, you need to infer their intentions from their behavior. Yes, it's a smart strategy. Far superior to the one adopted by the Tenryou Commission's Takatsukasa clan. Even had the forged letter failed and been seen for what it was, there would have been no repercussions. They could simply have explained it away as a misguided but well-meaning matchmaking attempt by a member of her family. But if the letter were to achieve its goal, as it has so far, the perpetrator would successfully weaken the Hiragi clan without ever having to lift a finger against them. All under the guise of simply encouraging a wedding. With Hiragi Chisato having married into the Kujo clan and the head of the Hiragi clan in prison, challenges to the Hiragi clan's leadership would begin to emerge throughout the ranks of the Kanjo Commission. Eventually, another clan would take the Hiragi clan's place. Actually, we have evidence. His name is Shinojo.
Shinojo?
Should be back by now.
sir.
That's the second time you've done that! I cannot deal with this.
Did they take one of the Kanjo Commission officers away?
Yes. His name is Shinojo.
As I expected. They cannot afford to let this opportunity pass them by. They have to act now while the Hiragi clan is at its weakest. Hiragi Chisato had been persuaded by Kujo Kamaji, and the wedding was sure to go ahead. But, after Chisato's meeting with Shinojo, she began to have second thoughts. In their eyes, Officer Shinojo has interfered with their plan.
But why did they suspect him and not us?
Someone was eavesdropping on our conversation with Chisato the entire time. That's why I was a little reserved.
No way! Whew. Lucky Paimon didn't say anything stupid! But Chisato got what you meant about Politico, right?
I think so. But whoever is behind this will not allow their plan to fail now. They will not be inclined to respect Hiragi Chisato's own wishes. Her stance was so passive that she was easily manipulated, treated like a pawn, with even her marriage becoming a battleground for political power play. Despite all of this, she still believed that a happy future was awaiting her. When she formally marries into the Kujo clan, she will lose her title as daughter of the Hiragi clan, her position in the Kanjo Commission, and above all, her independence.
Marriage is such a trap.
Easier said than done. The perpetrators are manipulating everything from the shadows, letting unsuspecting pawns do their work. This is what makes their approach so smart. We, meanwhile, are out in the open. If we attempt to stop this wedding from happening, we will become the villains of the story and face immense public backlash.
So what are we gonna do?
At this stage, if the perpetrators wish to maintain control of the situation, their only option is to come out from the shadows and bare their fangs. I will wait for that moment to arrive. But first things first, we must go and rescue Shinojo. He has done nothing wrong and does not deserve to be punished. Tell me where Shinojo is. We'll head off right now.
Next on the agenda...
stop this at once.
It's the Yashiro Commissioner. Well, we take orders from our master. No one else.
Really? Then please, excuse me.
Vamos a ver cómo se ve.
Who goes there? Soldiers, quick!
Sí.
I must draw.
Cascade.
Pues el hermano de allá, de allá acá también está re roto.
I won't forget this.
No utilice la ulti.
Blast. Let's go. We must report to Master right away.
Hey, get back here!
No need to follow them. We need bait to catch the fish anyway. Leave them be. I think I saw a key fall to the ground during the fight. Let's free Shinojo first. But in all the chaos, it must have been kicked to one side. Where did it end up?
What the? It's a tanuki? Oh, don't tell Paimon that the tanuki took it!
Let's follow it and see.
We're way behind schedule.
Thank you. It was terrifying. They said they were gonna throw the cage into the sea with me still inside. Oh, wait. You have to listen to me. Lady Chisato's wedding. It's all part of a scheme. Someone's trying to use the wedding for their own ends.
Calm down, Shinojo. It's okay. We knew about all that.
Huh?
Our suspicions were roused to this possibility. So far, everything is unfolding rather as we expected. Those behind this plan are not going to give up easily. Their next move is imminent. We must devise sufficient countermeasures.
Yashiro Commissioner, you're personally going to take action?
This situation has consequences for the whole Tri-Commission, and the stability of all Inazuma is at stake. My hitherto neutral stance ends now. The almighty Shogun has always despised these pathetic power games. As a commissioner, I am a servant of the Shogun, and it is therefore my duty to handle these tiresome matters on her behalf.
That's true.
Shinojo, don't return to your post yet. Find somewhere safe and stay hidden. Traveler, Paimon, let's get out of here.
Well, if it isn't the Yashiro Commissioner. I hear you showed up here with no explanation and attacked my men. You wouldn't happen to be carrying out some sort of secret mission?
I heard that someone was taking the law into their own hands. As a responsible official of Inazuma, I could not in good conscience stand idly by. Shinojo may be your retainer, but the law does not grant you the right to abuse him.
Abuse? Nonsense. I was just teaching him a lesson. Out of nowhere, a low-ranking officer decides to barge in on Lady Hiragi and start spouting out the most absurd and insulting nonsense one can imagine. A truly egregious loss of decorum. I dare say, the poor lady was terrified.
So, you're saying that you know absolutely nothing of the reasons for his actions? Because otherwise, why would you describe it as out of nowhere?
Two people from two different clans are getting married. That's all there is to it. And yet this young gentleman took it upon himself to fabricate a nonsensical disaster story around it. How should I know what he was thinking? Even if she marries into the Kujo clan, Lady Hiragi will always be the daughter of the Hiragi clan, and the most distinguished member of the Konjo Commission. We are, and always will be, her loyal assistants. It's our duty to see that she never has to worry about anything. Loyalty and duty are our guiding principles. Not only did this guard show no regard for either, he went out of his way to upset a lady. How could one do such a thing? Even if we put it down to a rare moment of impulsivity, I have to say, I'm surprised to see one of such noble standing as yourself rushing to his defense.
Darn it! This guy is good. Annoyingly good.
Funny. I'm suddenly reminded of an anecdote I'd like to share with you. There's not been a dull moment since I took up my post in the Yashiro Commission. Every day I've been exposed to new and fascinating things. For instance, a merchant from abroad once told me about a curious kind of bird with the most extraordinarily long tongue. So long, in fact, that you can tie 2 knots in the portion of it that extends out of its beak. I'm sure someone as erudite as yourself could be able to guess what people do with these unusual avians.
Keep them as pets.
You'd think, wouldn't you? But there's a catch. You see, this bird is of no use to humans whatsoever, and certainly doesn't make a suitable pet. If you catch one, the best thing you can do is actually cut its tongue off and throw it out of the window. The reason they give is this. The longest tongue has the most to say. But don't be deceived as it chirps away, lest the song it sings lead you astray.
You! I say, Yashiro Commissioner, are you here simply to mock the Kanjo Commission?
Far from it. In my mind, the Kanjo Commission is made up of honorable individuals, upright and forthright, conscientious and loyal. It is unbecoming of such people to resort to lies, deception, and filibustering, all as part of a plan to remove Lady Hiragi from her position in the Kanjo Commission.
Yashiro Commissioner, please don't make accusations without any evidence.
The evidence is standing right in front of me, is it not? I have a credible witness who can confirm you were quick to try and make him disappear as soon as he said something that you did not like. Ugh, dear me. I can't believe the Grand Matsura clan is now represented by someone with less of a sense of loyalty than even an ordinary servant. You studied hard and took a government position, only to make it to where you are now just to play these petty power games behind the scenes. I'm not sure whether it's because you're smart enough to play the system, or too foolish to know any better. In your years of service to the Shogun, not only have you managed to glean nothing good from the people around you, you have also let yourself be blinded by self-interest. And now you have ruined your once bright future. I'm not angry, Mr. Matsura. I just feel sorry for you.
Is that right? Then tell me, if you're so bright, what exactly do you think you can do to me? This is at most a Kanjo Commission issue. We'll handle this amongst ourselves. You are reaching rather outside of your bounds, Yashiro Commissioner. If you seek to involve yourself in other clans' affairs, might I be so bold then, as to question your motives in doing so? I think you are simply opposed to an alliance between the Kanjo Commission and Tenryo Commission, because the new balance of power in the Tri-Commission would be a threat to you personally. So you come here with an elaborate excuse to try and break up this marriage.
So, that's how you view it. Well, I have to admit,
Let me be crystal clear. This wedding is going to happen, and nothing is going to change that. The notices have already been sent out. All of Inazuma City knows about it now. Most of the public weren't aware that Kujo Kamaji and Hiragi Chisato were courted. But you can bet it's all anybody's talking about now. Once the notices go out, that's it. The wedding is a sure thing, even if it hasn't happened just yet.
I see. It seems like I was wrong.
So suddenly we see eye to eye.
I had expected you to at least be smarter than most. But it seems that I was gravely mistaken.
Kamisato Ayato! You! How dare you!
You've made your move. Now, I suppose it's time I made mine.
What do you mean?
Do you seriously think this marriage will bring the Kanjo Commission and the Tenryo Commission together? Isn't it at all possible that the Kanjo Commission becomes marginalized as a consequence of this union? Goodness me. Well, I've learned a great deal from talking to you. That will be all for now. If you would excuse me, I shall take my leave.
Hey! What was all that? Paimon didn't follow at all.
They had their scheme, but fortunately I was prepared. As I said, they ended up coming out from the shadows and revealing themselves. Let's see how things are in Inazuma City. Then, I'll take you through the details of my plan.
Kanjo Commission's Hiragi clan, and the master of the Tenryo Commission's Kupo.
Sounds like an all-around perfect match, don't you think?
For sure. I'm just surprised. It seems very sudden. I hadn't heard a single word about it until now.
Good luck to them, I say. I'm sure it must have been a hard decision.
Looks like the wedding is definitely going ahead.
It's still too early to make that conclusion. Our adversary wants to push this marriage past the point of no return. However, we can still beat them at their own game. But only if Kujo Kamachi is willing to help us.
Welcome. I just heard that the news of my wedding has been officially announced. It seems so sudden. I wasn't ready yet.
Yeah, about that, it's kinda complicated.
I see. So someone's trying to take advantage of our marriage.
If you proceed with the wedding, the repercussions for you are likely to be minimal. But we must take Lady Hiragi's situation into consideration.
I've previously considered this possibility. But in the end, we're getting married for true love. And I've promised her that I'll do everything in my power to protect her.
I understand where you're coming from, but to be frank, she should not need your protection. Or, to put it another way, you have tacitly admitted that Lady Hiragi will need your help to get through the hard times ahead, which perhaps suggests that, deep down, you realize all she stands to lose. I don't mean to criticize you. It is natural to want to protect our loved ones. You're an intelligent and gentle person, and I'm sure you would have been able to think about this more objectively were you not so emotionally involved in the situation. I'm sure you admire Lady Hiragi for being the independent, gentle, resilient, and strong-willed person she is. For the sake of marrying you, this wonderful woman will become someone who has to depend on you for the rest of her life. Are you really okay with that?
I love her with all my heart, and would do anything to make her happy. That's why I cannot abide to see her suffer or be manipulated by other people. Yashiro Commissioner, you're right. It was naive and selfish of me to take things this far. But it's too late now, isn't it? There are notices everywhere.
I have a plan, but it needs a villain. Sir Kujo, in order for my plan to work, you and I must both play the role of antagonists. But it is not without its risks. Are you willing to help?
If there's a way to salvage this, then let's hear it.
I've told the people at the Kanjo Commission that the marriage isn't going to unify the Kanjo Commission and the Tenryo Commission. On the contrary, it's a terrible idea that the context for this is that they are planning to use this marriage to bring down the Hiragi clan. And the key to their success is coming up against no resistance to the marriage from the Tenryo Commission. But what if we were to imagine for a moment that since the affairs of the Vision Hunt decree, the Tenryo Commission has been planning to make a move against the weakened Kanjo Commission? The only reason you have been hesitant to act since taking over the Tenryo Commission is because you care about Lady Hiragi's feelings. And so, your plan is to liaise with the Yashiro Commission, to marry her and bring her out of the Kanjo Commission as soon as possible. Once that is achieved, as the person in charge of the Tenryo Commission, you no longer have any reason to hesitate.
I see. This is an ingenious plan. It takes advantage of the situation perfectly.
Exactly. Our purpose is to change Lady Hiragi's position from an unnecessary burden to an indispensable asset. By doing so, we can even strengthen her position in the Kanjo Commission. Once our adversaries realize how the network of connections behind the scenes really looks, they'll do their utmost to stop this wedding from happening. Then, we simply leave them to clear up the mess they've created.
Got it.
So the network of connections? This is all way too complicated for Paimon. Can you just tell us what you need us to do?
We have to make sure that the behind-the-scenes story comes to the attention of our dear friends in the Kanjo Commission. Matsura, with whom I spoke earlier, will now be fearing the worst. No doubt he'll be on the lookout for... In that case, he will almost certainly have placed informants throughout Inazuma City. Sir Kujo, there are certain things that I need you to attend. It's almost time. My ninja has located one of the informants. Let's go and see if he'll take the bait.
Its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems. A blade is like a tea leaf. Only those who sample it many times can appreciate its true qualities.
That person is one of Matsura's informants. Let's follow him. Be careful not to get seen.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
The Tenryo Commission has sent a load of people to Rito. I guess it must have something to do with the wedding. I think in all there must have been about 100 people so far.
That doesn't sound good.
What could be going on?
I hope it's just Sir Kujo Kamaji being overcautious.
The news is spreading fast, but it appears Master's fears may be well placed. There's no way they sent this many people just to escort the bride. I have to investigate.
Where'd he go? He was right there a moment ago. Seems he disappeared in a blink of an eye. If only we made less noise.
Next on the agenda.
That person is one of Matsura's informants. Let's follow him.
No manches, se me escapó ahorita.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
De momento se me escapó ahorita. No entiendo.
How are you? What are you doing?
Bien, good, and you?
The Tenryo Commission has sent a load of people to Rito. I guess it must have something to do with the wedding. I think in all there must have been about 100 people so far.
That doesn't sound good.
What could be going on?
I hope it's just Sir Kujo Kamaji being overcautious.
Very nice, very nice.
The news is spreading fast, but it appears Master's fears may be well placed. There's no way they sent this many people.
Se me escapó.
Where'd he go? He was right there a moment ago. Seems he
What is he
disappeared
doing?
in a blink of an eye. If only we made less noise.
No more, no more.
Can you give me your opinion on Bill Ayaka?
Ayaka? Yes.
Let's follow him.
One moment, please. Look. Oh, fuck. Ayaka is treating damage. The Perdition of Dragon.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Bueno, my new opinion, the Builakaya is creating damage.
Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
One moment, please.
Mayu at 617843733.
Where'd he go?
Fuck.
He was right there a moment ago. less noise.
That person is one of Matsura's informants. Let's follow him. Be careful not to get seen.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
Hide behind the houses.
Where'd he go? He was right there a moment ago. Seems he disappeared in a blink of an eye. If only we made less noise.
Okay.
That person is one of Matsura's informants. Let's follow
Voy.
him.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
Joder. Uy. Tres.
That person is one. Let's follow.
Okay. Este tipo está pesado. Bueno, Ayaka.
If only we made less noise.
Words. My words.
Why are you in such a hurry?
Sorry, he's
That
looking
person is
me.
one of Matsura's informants.
Desesperation.
Let's follow him. Be careful
Mayaka
not
not
to get seen.
Yurayaka.
Ok. Y Are you is Ayaka? Build Ayaka.
Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Are you build Ayaka?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
Bueno, first Ayaka in sword is creating damage. Is recommend
The Tenryo Commission has sent a
is
load of people to
recommend
Rito. I guess it must have
in
something to do with
Hojas,
the wedding.
creating damage.
I think in all there must have been about
Damage
100 people
attack
so
basic.
far.
That doesn't sound good.
What could be going on?
I hope it's just Sir Kujo Kamaji being overcautious.
Run.
The news is spreading fast, but it appears Master's fears may be well placed.
Seems like he's noticed us.
Oi!
Should have been quieter.
That person is one of Matsura's informants. Let's follow him.
Good. Really?
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
Where'd he go? He was right there a moment ago. Seems he disappeared in a blink of an eye. If only we made less noise.
That person is one of Matsura's informants. Let's follow him. Be careful not to get seen.
Did you see that? Sir Kujo Kamaji just came past here with a huge group of people.
Could it be related to the wedding announcement?
Maybe, but from the look on his face, it seems like something much more serious. He and his men seem pretty intense at the moment. Isn't it all a bit excessive for a wedding?
The Tenryo Commission has sent a load of people to Rito. I guess it must have something to do with the wedding. I think in all there must have been about 100 people so far.
That doesn't sound good. What could be going on? I hope it's just Sir Kujo Kamaji being overcautious. The news is spreading fast, but it appears Master's fears may be well placed. There's no way they sent this many people just to escort the bride. I have to investigate.
He ran off!
As expected. Let's follow him.
Wow! It's like the whole Tenryo Commission is here.
Excuse me, has something happened on this road? I'm a businessman passing through, and it's a little disconcerting to see this place so heavily guarded.
Ah, please don't be alarmed. As I'm sure you've heard, the wedding of Sir Kujo Kamaji and Lady Hiragi Chisato will take place any day now.
Hi.
Sir Kujo decided to send for Lady Hiragi ahead of time, and have her live in Inazuma City during the run-up to the wedding.
I see.
We are here to clear the way for Lady Hiragi. Not just us, either. You'll see more Tenryo Commission members as you go further along. We're all here for the same duty.
Isn't this a little excessive?
Como estas?
Sir Kujo holds Lady Hiragi in the highest regard, and wants to treat her with the utmost respect, from beginning to end.
I understand. Sorry to disturb your work. Drat. It's exactly as Master feared. They say they're here to guard the road, but really they're poised to attack if Master doesn't allow Lady Wait, no. If Lady Hiragi does leave, they'll have all the more reason to I must tell Master right away.
He ran off again!
That should do it. The seeds have been sown. In this atmosphere, now, we wait patiently for it to grow and ferment.
Are they really gonna own up and apologize? Just like that?
If you're curious to find out, you can visit the Hiragi clan, and I have some other business to attend to, so I won't be spending any more time. In any case, we've made our move. It's only a matter of time before they give up and surrender. This is not my first time. Well then, goodbye for now. I truly hope that things will work out in Hiragi Chisato's best interests.
He left kind of abruptly. Paimon too. Well,
behind schedule.
These people from the Tenryo Commission have been...
I guess they're here to pick up Lady Hiragi. But...
I heard that the Kanjo Commission suddenly said they don't want Lady Hiragi to leave. To be honest, I'd be hesitant if I were her. A crowd this size comes to Rito?
Shh, stay quiet. Someone might hear you.
Oh, right. Sorry. How did things get...
We're way behind schedule.
Hello. How may I help? We arrived here 2 days ago to escort Lady Hiragi to Inazuma City. Sir Kujo Kamaji gave us very strict orders, so we have to obey. But every time we attempt to receive, since we haven't fulfilled our duties yet, we decided to stay in Rito until Lady Hiragi is ready to come with us. We apologize. It was not our intention to stay here so long. We promise our presence here will not impact ordinary people's lives. We can only hope that the leaders of the Hiragi clan, if this stalemate continues, who knows? Sir Kujo might give us orders to be less accommodating.
How much longer does your master plan to hold them?
I have no idea. We're stuck in limbo here. Master's been very on edge these past few days. He gets irate over the smallest. I understand that he's anxious, but I mean, what can we do?
Yeah, good advice. With him, you just know that whatever he's doing, if Lady Hiragi is really taken away, then what would it...
Maybe we should tell Master to discuss things with...
Hiragi Chisato is now at the center of every conversation in Rito. By now, the Kanjo Commission probably knows how important she is. But what about what she thinks? Let's go and see.
Oh, Traveler! I assume you've heard about everything that's been going on.
Don't worry, we can explain everything. So, what happened was...
After the Tenryo Commission arrived, they suddenly became alarmed. They keep having secretive discussions and won't allow me to have any direct contact with the Tenryo Commission. I never would have thought that this was Sir Kamisato's plan. Now it all makes sense. I'm sorry. I haven't. Maybe there's no right or wrong decision. Maybe everything would be easier if I simply didn't have the choice. I used to tell myself things like this to avoid having to think about it. But once I saw the notices appearing out of nowhere on the streets, signaling that the wedding was confirmed, I didn't feel reassured at all. Instead, I felt a great sense of regret. I keep thinking back to what Sir Kamisato said. This is supposed to be my bright and beautiful future. But what if it's not? I can happily accept that if someone was trying to take advantage of my marriage, I should absolutely refuse to go through with it. But that's not the answer I'm looking for. And also, now that things have escalated to this point...
Ah, Lady Hiragi, here you are. You scared me for a second. I thought you'd gone missing. You? Wait, you're the ones who were with the Yashiro Commissioner that day. What do you think you're doing here? Are you trying to convince Lady Hiragi to leave?
Calm down. They're my friends. They're just here to visit me.
Friends? Are you sure? Just friends? Lady Hiragi, I told you already, these are exceptional circumstances. You need to be more... You are extremely important to us, and to the entire Kanjo Commission. Who's to say they don't have a hidden agenda?
If you want to accuse us of trying to abduct her, just come out and say it!
Don't be rude. You've been very highly strung lately, seeing everything as a threat. Listen to me. I know all the ins and outs of everything that's happened so far. His arrival might well be your very last chance to fix this. The present state of affairs in Rito shows me that the situation has escalated well past the point where you could hope to control it. If this is not an order, all I need you to do is give me an explanation and take responsibility for the situation.
Understood, my lady. I shall discuss with the others right away.
Good job, Chisato!
I was so nervous. But I thought, things are now so critical that I should at least give it a try. Yes, well, let's wait and see what happens. I hope they provide a satisfactory response.
We had a serious discussion and reflected on our mistakes. In all honesty, no one can handle the weight of the situation here. Everyone is besides themselves with worry. I'm so sorry. My actions were radical and duplicitous. I was selfish and Would you please give us a second chance? For my lady's sake, please give the Kanjo Commission another chance. I suppose you're right. The only person who can change the Tenryo Commission's mind will be the Yashiro Commission. We'll head off to the Kamisato estate shortly and beseech him to help. Lady Hiragi, might I ask you to join us? You are the most... By the way, aren't you a good friend of the Yashiro Commissioner? Please put in some good words for me. Yashiro Commissioner, I'm sure you've heard the news. The Tenryo Commission has now occupied Rito, refusing to leave until we hand... I realize I have greatly offended you with my atrocious actions. And I realize also that this must...
I'm sorry, Mr. Matsura. I'm exceptionally busy and have but a moment to spare before my next engagement. I fear this leaves no time for small talk. So, please, if you would be so kind, get straight to the point.
I know our apology means nothing to you, but we really have nothing else left to offer by this point. I'm terribly... Lady Hiragi is indispensable to us. We promise to always support her. So, would it be at all possible for you to talk to Sir Kujo once more, on our behalf?
You make it sound so easy. The Tri-Commission will be ridiculed by the public if we choose to withdraw the notices now, and to lose face for the Tri-Commission is to bring shame to Her Excellency. Are you and your associates ready to face the thunderous wrath of the almighty Shogun?
We will take full responsibility. We'll publish a new notice and hold a conference to explain the situation. We will make sure that the public knows this was all a huge misunderstanding. We'll do everything we can to minimize the impact. Everything we can.
Master Matsura, you should have known it would come to this. Whatever were you thinking? But the Tri-Commission must always put the interests of Inazuma first. If the situation in Rito is left to fester any further, things may get out of control. But if we fail to contain the situation promptly, the rumor mill will wreak havoc on the Tri-Commission's Try keeping a pet bird. You'll see what I mean. Songbirds who know how to hold a tune can be very pleasant to listen to. And as for the ones with excessively long tongues, well, they're so insufferable that they can't be kept as pets at all. But it doesn't take a moment to cut out their tongues and silence them for good.
Yes, I understand.
I've listened to your concerns, and I'll talk to Sir Kujo for you. But I can't guarantee that he will change his mind.
I understand. Thank you for your...
All right, you ought to return now. I'm sure you have a...
Okay, then please excuse me. Thank you once again, Commissioner.
Ah, yes, Lady Hiragi. I have something to tell you. Would you mind?
Oh? Why, of course. Sir Kamisato, you became a completely different person just now. It felt so intense.
Unruly servants like him need to be severely reprimanded. As a commissioner, the almighty Shogun trusts me to do her will. I did as... But now, I'd like to take off my commissioner hat and share a personal story with you.
Oh, please. I'd love...
You must have heard that the Kamisato clan once went through an extremely difficult period. My father worked incredibly hard to compensate for the grave errors made by the Kamisato clan long ago, and restore our reputation. My mother loved him dearly. She passed soon after. This sudden turn of events dealt a heavy blow to the Ashiro Commission. Everyone thought that the Kamisato clan had lost power. That made my sister and me nothing but burdens, hindering the It may sound preposterous now, but I assure you that is the truth of what the Ashiro Commission has been through.
Huh. Pretty similar to how the Kanjo Commission is now.
Back then, I had no choice but to accept the position I was in. While I desperately looked around for powerful supporters, I endured smear campaigns and attempts to exploit me. I had no other choice. I had to honor my parents' dying wishes, and I also had a young sister to take care of. I didn't mind what became of me, but my family. No one can ever be allowed to trample over my... Fortunately, I persisted, and the Kamisato clan was able to survive this storm.
I think I now know where my sense of loss and confusion was coming from. Shinojo once told me that he saw what was in me, in a way that no one else did. I thought the reason I felt unsettled was because of uncertainty over getting married. But the fact is, it's because I felt too young and inexperienced to handle...
The reason why Sir Kujo was able to face the prospect of marriage so confidently is because he's prepared for anything.
That's it. The situation when his clan was in crisis, he bravely drew his blade and challenged the almighty Shogun. And it is time for me to make a stand and become my own person.
Well said. I'm sure once you have grown and gained confidence, your father... It might not sound exciting, but this kind of personal growth is a necessary step in the pursuit of true happiness.
And I'm sure I can get there. I will use this as an opportunity to take over the responsibilities of the Hiragi clan. I'll think about marriage again after everything is more settled. This puts less pressure on Kamaji, and means I can support and protect myself without having to worry about becoming a burden or dependent.
My best wishes to both of you were and remain heartfelt. When the time comes for the wedding to go ahead...
Thank you, Sir Kamisato. I am grateful. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot...
Take care, Lady Hiragi. I'm confident that on your return...
Yes. In fact, my recent experience suggests the same.
She really has the air of a leader now. Hats off to you too, sir. Everyone thought there was no way out until you pulled that super smart strategy out of nowhere.
In fact, counter-checking is a perfectly common maneuver in the game of chess. Our rival this time was easy to deal with. He was smart, but short-sighted, and sloppy in his execution. This outcome is entirely...
Even so, Paimon could never come up with a plan that cunning. Anyway, it's kind of a relief to see that Chisato has decided to set the Hiragi clan straight.
I agree. Stability in Inazuma benefits me as well. I wasn't about to pass up an opportunity to make less trouble for myself. Well, the fact is that I am first and foremost the Yashiro Commissioner. Perhaps for Master Matsura, power is his life's pursuit. But for me, nothing matters more than the stability of Inazuma. A stable nation is the prerequisite for a stable Yashiro Commission. Only then can the Kamisato clan and the other Yashiro Commission clans have a peaceful existence. But human desire will always be a factor in the equation. All I have tried to do is make sure the three parties to the Tri-Commission serve to restrain each other. Stasis is not the only form of stability. A balance of power leaving no room for maneuver achieves the same end. Another positive outcome is that everyone recognizes how important Lady Hiragi is now. I think dealing with the Hiragi clan will be much easier for her than navigating a new and unfamiliar one.
There were so many things at play over this one wedding! Wait a second! You weren't trying to stop the wedding from the very beginning, were you?
I thought straight away it was bad timing. Nevertheless, everything I said to Hiragi Chisato was entirely... If you choose to give up your stance on something once, you'll be having... I didn't want to see her suffer because she didn't realize what she was getting into. Now, she has the chance to become her own person. Let's see who she becomes.
Okay then, guess we'll have to wait and see.
All right. Farewell, and profuse thanks to you both. I shall have to host you at the Kamisato estate when my sister is next available.
Looks like everything's resolved. Masterfully done. Everything was perfect. Well, except for one minor detail. I somehow ended up with a glass of...
Didn't you like it? I distinctly remember you saying you are quite partial to exotic flavors.
Oh! My lord?
The Traveler had one of those as well.
I'm sure he's made a great impression on you.
The Traveler did indeed play a critical role in this case. I'm sure both families would have been more guarded against me had he and his companion not been present. It wouldn't have been so easy to get to the heart of the matter.
There you go again, my lord. Placing the focus on other people while discreetly performing your job to perfection.
Naturally. Yes. Now that we're...